見えますでしょうか。ついに堤防を乗り越えて津波の第2波が来ました。すごい勢いです。車が押し流されてます。見えますでしょうか。海の水がどんどんこちらに溢れてきてます。まずい。これも逃げる。
The 11th of March 2011 is a very sad day that few Japanese will ever forget. It is the day when Japan's most powerful earthquake, and the fourth most powerful ever recorded in the world, struck the country, causing tsunami waves that reached the heights of over 40 meters to sweep across the northeast part of the country known as the Tohoku region. It was a natural disaster that continues to shape the country, and the terrible event reportedly took almost 20,000 lives, displaced over 200,000 people, and resulted in an estimated 25 million tons of debris. Among all the wreckage, though, was a single piece of rubble that caused quite a bit of stir online. This is the true unsolved internet mystery of Hito House. This is the third episode of my series on Japanese internet mysteries. My channel focuses on Japanese cases and will continue to do so, but I wanted to branch out a little with my content, especially because I have some big projects coming up in the future. I hope you enjoy them. If you're a returning viewer or someone new to the channel, welcome. I make videos on Japanese cases, strange, solved and unsolved. If that sounds like something you think you'll find interesting, please consider subscribing and turning on notifications. In any case, let's get on with the video. Tomioka is a small town located on the coast of central Fukushima Prefecture, Japan. While heavily dependent on fishing and agriculture, the beautiful sakura, or cherry blossoms that line its streets, make it a popular tourist destination too. That was until the 11th of March 2011. Being right in the area where the terrible earthquake struck, many structures collapsed, leaving the town in ruins. But that wasn't all, as since the town was on the coast, the tsunami waves rolled in, sweeping anything and anyone in their wake. On the following day, due to its proximity to the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant and therefore risk of radiation, the entire town was forced to evacuate with almost no time to prepare. Only a single man remained, a 64-year-old rice farmer named Naoto Matsumura, and he, along with his dog, stayed alone in the town to take care of the pets and livestock that inhabitants had been forced to abandon. Being within the 20-kilometer exclusion zone around the plant, no one was allowed in. No residents, no visitors. It was completely left to the elements and the contamination workers. That was until the 25th of March 2013, just 2 years later, when the central government lifted the restrictions and people were able to return. Very few did, however. In 2010, before the earthquake, the population was almost 16,000, but in 2020 it was only 2,000, a decrease of over 85%. What they were able to return to, though, was something that looked straight out of a movie. Post-apocalyptic scenes of terrible destruction and neglect. Work had started already to clear dangerous areas and larger debris, but the town was unfortunately in a dire situation, and I can't imagine how difficult such a thing would have been for residents to come back to, knowing that the town you called home, the place you loved, was no more. Amongst the endless piles of rubble and destruction was something lying in the middle of a road. It didn't really stand out from all the other rubble at all, but the top floor of a house was resting upon the road, likely as a result of drifting there on a tsunami wave after breaking off from the bottom half. To this day, no one knows exactly where it came from or whose house it was. Like I said, nothing unusual given the circumstances of the town, but it did become quite noteworthy because, as it was blocking the way, it forced vehicles to drive over the land around it to get past, creating a sort of dirt road. Here is a picture showing the building in June 2013, less than 3 months after the government allowed the citizens to return. Again, in the context of the disaster, nothing sticks out as strange. It's just like any other destroyed building. However, just 2 months later, something would change. Something rather bizarre. It's unknown what happened, but this photo was taken in August 2013, 2 months after the previous one I just showed. You will immediately notice something different. There is some graffiti sprayed upon the house. According to locals, it appeared very suddenly one day without any explanation, all at once. The graffiti covered not only the outside of the ruins, but also the inside as well. No wall was left unmarked by the blood-red graffiti. Those of you that know Japanese will recognize this very well, seeing as it is a very common kanji or character that is used in Japanese writing. For those of you that don't, this is the character Hito, meaning person or people. However, when used in this context where many are scrawled together in a haphazard way, it is more akin to something like a stickman or a visual representation of a crowd of people when drawn together. It's a little hard to understand why this is noteworthy without Japanese knowledge, but if you imagine a ruined building suddenly having a lot of mysterious stickmen graffitied on the wall with red paint, you can likely understand why it's unusual and even ominous. Naturally, this caused a bit of concern in the town. Very few locals had returned at this point, but upon hearing the news, they went out to see the ruins and strange marks that had clearly been sprayed upon it. However, none of them had any answers, so rumors flourished. So, who did this? Why did they do this? And what do the marks mean? After images of it were posted onto the internet, particularly on Ni-chan's successor Go-chan, many theories and rumors surfaced, with some being pretty outlandish. Well, let's get some of the obvious theories out of the way. First, a more practical theory, that the house was marked by cleanup workers as part of some construction-related work. Some theorized that the workers who were clearing debris could have marked the house since it was obstructing the way and they wanted to get rid of it quickly. This is backed up by the fact that the Hito characters were also found on these two cars that were overlapping the road, whereas the cars beside it that were off the road did not have them. However, upon questioning, no workers claimed to have done this, and the Hito mark is not something used in construction or cleanup business to denote anything. Furthermore, if this were the case, why go to all the effort to completely cover the walls in the character? If the purpose truly were to put a mark on it to indicate that it needed to be demolished and removed, a few would have been enough. But like I said, even the walls inside the building were covered, so whoever did it, they went to great lengths to cover it, and it must have taken quite a while. Some have also argued that it could have been a local who graffitied the building to give it a more ominous presence and force workers to get rid of it quicker. As previously mentioned, it was blocking a road, and while people had driven around it, it seems to have been a bit of a nuisance, especially due to its proximity to the station. This could explain why the person went out of their way to cover the walls. Maybe they thought that if they made it as unnerving as possible, the locals would pressure the workers to remove it. It is certainly plausible, however there is a counter-argument to this. Just behind the nearby building farther north down the road is a lone white car. It is not near the road or blocking the way, but it has also been marked with the same Hito characters. Clearly this isn't blocking the road at all, therefore this has cast doubt on this theory. Similarly to this, some theorize that the person responsible could have done this not as a sinister action, but out of the kindness of their hearts. A few people online commented that the person could have marked the walls to make the building more conspicuous to drivers to help them avoid crashing their vehicles. Red does stand out after all, and the characters are certainly eye-catching. But for the reasons stated in the other theory, I think this can be ruled out, not to mention that if it were a local that did this with good intentions, why didn't they own up to it? The people who had returned were all close-knit, and they were even more unified than before by their shared experiences and challenges, so some consider it unusual that the person would not claim responsibility. It could be argued that once the locals saw the reaction from the others, they decided to stay quiet though. With the more objective ideas considered to be rather unlikely, some Japanese netizens turned to more darker theories. Some suggest that the characters were sprayed on to tell people that someone was living there. As in, the person responsible wrote the character for people or person as a sign to say, there is a person living here. However, again, this is considered quite unlikely. If someone were living in the ruins of the town, why not choose a better building? The Hito House is only the top floor of a home, but many others very close by are in better condition, safer and more suitable. There were also no signs that someone was living there, like food or a sleeping bag, so while possible, most quickly dismiss this one. And then there are some who have said that the characters could represent the people of the town who perished in the disaster, that someone had written Hito for each person for the town who was no longer living, as some kind of creepy memorial or sick joke. This is perhaps the most morbid theory people have given, and the fact that the characters are red further adds to this threatening aura the place has. Indeed, a lot of people sadly lost their lives on the 11th of March 2011, And this theory even evolved into other ones, such as someone keeping count of all the bodies they discovered in the area. While possible, how did the person responsible know their number? Why would they count the people in what appears to be a rather insensitive and ominous way? Why draw Hito instead of the more conventional counting character used in Japanese? Why would they do this over 2 years after the disaster? Like other theories, it's possible, but many again have their doubts. Others even say that the marks could represent the ghosts that haunt the area, or that a ghost was responsible for painting them. Some even claim it was done as some sort of curse on the town, which must have felt pretty awful for the people who returned, considering how difficult life must have been already for them. While unnerving, such theories are often quickly dismissed though. The final theory is, in most people's opinions, the most likely, that this was some weird art thing or some nuisance graffiti piece to play a joke on the people and stir up an internet mystery, which is exactly what happened. Most think that someone either living in or travelling through the area decided to pull a prank on the locals to get an interesting story, so chose to do this creepy thing. This theory does seem to be the one that makes the most sense, especially when you see how quickly it was posted about online and discussed in forums and blogs. Plus, there is just no other reasonable motive for the graffiti, at least not one without strong counter-arguments. Linked to this, some believe that the artist was not writing Hito at all, but instead drawing waves. The debris drifted to the area on a tsunami after all, so maybe the Hito aspect is a mistake. Some have also commented on how the marks look like a tetrapod that lined the Fukushima coast where the waves came in. Could these marks be a reference to the tsunami instead? It is unclear exactly when, but due to complaints from locals and curious visitors coming to see it for themselves, the characters were removed. This picture, taken in May 2014, 9 months after they were discovered, shows that someone ripped the wallpaper off to hide the characters. There are no other photos other than this, but we can guess all of them were removed. And then, like much of the town, the rubble was removed, the ruined buildings were torn down, and the area rebuilt. Here is a comparison between May 2014 and August 2017. The Hito House is gone, the area cleared, and normalcy has returned. I guess whoever drew the characters on the house and their purpose will just remain as another Japanese internet mystery that fills forums. At least until the person responsible comes forward. Thank you for watching my 41st YouTube video. If you liked it, feel free to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you wish to see more videos like this about Japan. While personally I don't find it so creepy, it is certainly something done in poor taste given the circumstances. It seems to have had a distressing effect on the citizens of the town, so I hope the person, especially if they did it to purposefully stir up some internet buzz, is remorseful for what they did. I know it's not serious, and you may be thinking, well, what's the big deal? But considering the circumstances of the town, it wasn't a nice thing for people to see. But what do you think of Hito House? Do you have any other theories? Let me know in the comments below. Until next time, goodbye. It's been a while since I did some bonus content, so I thought I'd do a bit for this video, something I've never done before. Hello everyone, I'm actually a little bit nervous about this because I'm doing this completely off the cuff and doing something that I've never done before, and that's, well, it's not a live stream, but it's a live recording, because I wanted to show you sort of the area. I thought it'd be interesting to go through the area together. This is Tomioka, or Tomioka Station, after it's been rebuilt. This is from March 2023, and I thought I'd just lead you from this station to where the Hito House is located. So let's go. Apologies if this is not very interesting or fun, but I thought it would be a challenge for me in my video making, or something new. I like to do things new if I can. But yeah, this is the station. As you can see, it's newly built. It's very clean compared to the destruction that was all over the town previously. See more dates has appeared, so what we can do is we can go to a later date, which is August 2017, and that's when things were still being rebuilt and everything like that. But we can go even further in the past to 2013. This is just after, not long after, a year after the residents were allowed to return to this area. And yeah, let's go. So you travel south down the station, and there's a Chinese restaurant here that has been destroyed. It's very sad, you know. That was someone's livelihood at one point, just gone. But yeah, you continue going south down this road from the station, Tomioka train station, and yeah, someone's house, I guess, with a beckoning cat, gold beckoning cat on the floor, Doraemon, some sort of statue lying there. What's interesting is there's a car actually in this house. I wonder how it got there. It must have been, whether it was pushed in by the tsunami or somehow drove over the side, but the sides are quite high. I think that was probably pushed in. But yeah, this is someone's house at one point, you know, and they're all long gone, either moved somewhere else or no longer here. But yeah, it's quite close to the station. This is the white car that we talked about in the video, like full of the marks, got all the Hito marks on there. And Hito House is this thing here. This is the road, and sorry, I got a little alert. This is the road, and here are the cars. You actually notice, okay, so this is May 2014, and the cars were pushed to the side of the road to get out of the road, it seems, because before they were over the road like this, and people were forced to drive over the dirt road like here and over there as well. So, okay, let's go back. And there it is, Hito House. And there are the cars that were over the road. So, damn it. So you'll see that the dirt road has, so like the road is here, and the cars were forced to go around Hito House, and then the road is continuing on. It's under all this stuff here, I guess, and the people were forced to drive over this side as well, so it's kind of formed an S shape. But yeah, this is Hito House, and there's the inside, it's got it all around. The side that has most on is this side here, the side that, if you're approaching from this way, you'll come across this. This is the side that really has a lot of the marks on it. And it's only 2 lines, so it wouldn't have taken so long, I guess, to draw, but it wouldn't have been a short time either. So why do this? Is it because it's in the road? It probably is. I think maybe people are probably reading too much into it. A lot of my viewers may be thinking, well, what's the big deal? It's just some graffiti. It doesn't really, people are overthinking it. And probably. But it is a bit unusual. Like, why go to this length to do it? If it is something that's in the road, what's the reason for doing it this much? If I go this side, and so we're in 2014 right now, and as you can see, someone has ripped off the marks. In the past they were there clearly, and then later on they were removed, so they clearly had an effect on people. People didn't like it. Maybe people were coming to the town and being a nuisance to check it out, or I know the locals were a bit creeped out by the whole situation. There's all kinds of things, but why? You could argue, maybe it was just to get rid of the house. Like, as I said in the video, maybe some local was annoyed that they had to drive around on these dirt roads. It was the house was a nuisance, so they decided to do this kind of creepy mark to get people worried and then put pressure on the authorities to get rid of them? I don't know. But then again, you know, why do it on this? This is not blocking the road. This is really far from the road. It's not blocking anything really, but there it is. The mark is on there. So why there? Just doesn't seems weird. Which is why I guess it became notable. There is something else actually that I want to show you, and so it's like a bonus content on top of the bonus content. So yeah, let's go. There's something further north to the station that I didn't discover myself. I found it in my research, but someone else found this, so let's go check it out. Yeah, this is like, knowing what happened to this town. It's quite sad, but at the same time, that it is rather interesting to sort of, you know, go around a destroyed town. It's not something you see, you know. It is rather interesting. But yeah, you just go down here, and like all the houses are taped up because they're all very dangerous, of course. You should never explore these places, never go to these places. It's very, very dangerous for you. This way leads up the mountain, and I think a lot of people evacuated from the like via this road because it leads to higher ground. What's interesting here is there's this image in 2014. Just this guy got out of his car, I guess, and standing to look in. I wonder if he lived there, or if he's just checking it out. Seems kind of, I don't know, kind of sad in a way. Whoa, okay, we're back where we were. And printer is in the background is going off right now. Not sure why, but sorry if you heard that. But yeah, let's go further north. Continue going north. So we're back where we were. Yeah, this is a station rebuilt. We're just gonna go north. And we're going to keep doing it. And yeah, we'll see. Yeah, see more dates pops up so we can go back in time. And oh, okay. Yeah, things really changed. It's quite miraculous. This is the sort of an amazing aspect of Japan, is just how quickly they build and how well they build and how much they work to get through difficult situations. But if we go, I wish the time that wouldn't keep jumping around. But if we go, let's see, this way maybe. Yeah. Okay. Go there, this way, and now. So we're north of the station, and there is this building over here. So let's check this out because something has been found here. It's also interesting as well as this bike, you know. Go back in time. It was there. A year later, it's there. I mean, it's not really interesting, sorry, but I just wanted to highlight it because it shows like how some things have been almost left in, like, fixed in time. I mean, it's moved, but not really. It you know. Anyway, sorry. Let's continue down, and there's this building here. Now it's interesting. It's very destroyed, as you can see. It's barely standing. It's completely collapsed. And if we go this way, so if we go into 2013, again it's spilling on the road. It's leaning over the road, almost like it could collapse at any minute. And if we go a bit further north down the road and look at the house from here, we can see the marks. The Hito marks are here. A very small number, but a number nonetheless. So the question is why? Why are they here on this building? You know, the wall has collapsed. It's clearly a toilet. So, but why here as well? And is it because this building is collapsing into the road? And in a similar way to Hito House, it was blocking the road. So is this a mark to say, hey, get rid of this building? Is this a mark to the construction? Or excuse me. Is this a mark to the construction workers in the town? Is this a mark to the locals? I don't know, but I think this is a hint to what it could be, and that it is some sort of creepy mark to worry the locals, who will then pressure the authorities to get rid of it, you know, because it was rebuilt. This is the rebuilt building, the rebuilt area, the company that got rebuilt from, you know, this here. So yeah, there are some more marks, and chances are there could be more in the town. I haven't found any. I had a look. I don't have a lot of time to look around, but you know, they're there. So why? You know, it's not really a big deal. It's not creepy, really, in my opinion. Or you may be even thinking, why is it so noteworthy? Why is it even talking about? Why is it even worth making a video about? But well, certainly, you know, like, maybe you're thinking, oh, you know, the Japanese are just blowing it up, making a story into nothing. I mean, it could be, they could be, but it's certainly something, you know. And this is quite close to Hito House, but not really close. You know, why would someone paint it here and then walk or drive all the way over there to do it on that other house? I don't know, it doesn't make sense. It's weird, but yeah, I guess that's it. That's it for the bonus content. I was really nervous doing this, and it's something I've never done, so forgive me if it was really boring or bad, but you know, this is me sort of off the cuff, completely unscripted, completely just diving in headfirst into creating something without any you know, preparation. So if you enjoyed it, great. If you didn't, I'm sorry, I won't do it again. But yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for watching all the way until the end. So until next time, goodbye.